Filipinos will be able to dine in at restaurants starting June 15 after the government decides to further ease restrictions for food establishments in areas under General Community Quarantine or GCQ. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque says the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases allows limited dine-in operations in restaurants. Roque admits the further easing of rules on restaurants was because the government saw the need to bring back jobs of restaurant workers in places like Metro Manila.
Well, balanse po yan. Talaga naman po economic yan dahil hindi bababa sa, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, 11,000 employees in Metro Manila alone, no, ang nagtatrabaho sa mga restaurants. No?
Restaurants will be limited to seating 30% of their dine-in capacity starting June 15. Meanwhile, experts estimate the number of coronavirus cases in the Philippines could shoot up to 40,000 by the end of June. Research from the University of the Philippines professors Guido David and Ranjit Rai says current data shows the Philippines has a reproduction number of 1.2, which means the pandemic is still spreading. The reproduction number is the transmission potential of a disease. Countries should bring this number below 1, which would indicate the pandemic is being contained. Rai also urges against the further easing of quarantine restrictions, adding government decisions should be based on evidence. David says the number in Metro Manila is currently at about 0.96, a figure, though less than 1, could very easily rise again. David and Rai say officials should continue to watch Cebu closely as it currently has a reproduction number of 2. As of Thursday, June 11, the confirmed cases are at 24,175, deaths at 1,036, and recoveries at 5,165. In Philippine jails, over 200 prisoners and dozens of personnel tested positive in a span of 3 weeks. In related news, a Filipina working on a cruise ship docked in Barbados commits suicide as she waited to return to the Philippines. Foreign Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin announced the death on Twitter. The woman's death is the second among OFWs following the death of a Filipino worker who reportedly committed suicide in Lebanon last May 24. Senator Bongo's Balik Probinsya program is temporarily suspended. Balik Probinsya Executive Director Marcelino Escalada Jr. says it will be on hold for at least a month to allow the government to focus on more important efforts like the return of stranded individuals to their hometowns.
Kasi this was a very clear instruction from the President, unahin, pauwiin na ang ating mga kababayan na stranded dito sa Maynila. And these are the OFWs, the construction workers, ating mga turista and estudyante.
More batches of Balik Probinsya beneficiaries were supposed to be sent home on June 11, but this did not push through because transportation to the provinces were taken up by people stranded in Metro Manila. Balik Probinsya beneficiaries are people who already have homes in Metro Manila, but who originally came from the provinces. Escalada says the Balik Probinsya trips might resume in July. The Balik Probinsya has gotten a lot of hype, largely because it is the pet project of Go, President Rodrigo Duterte's longtime aide. It's been regularly promoted by state media and cited by cabinet officials in their interviews and press releases. It was eventually adopted by Duterte, making it a priority program of his administration. But one problem after another revealed its flaws. For instance, 2 of the beneficiaries sent back to Leyte tested positive for coronavirus. By the time the results came in, they were already in their hometowns of Tanawan and Baybay City, which previously had no coronavirus cases. Ormoc City Mayor Richard Gomez earlier slammed the national government for its carelessness in implementing the program, leaving local governments to deal with the consequences. Officials warn people planning to attend Independence Day demonstrations on Friday, June 12, risk being arrested and jailed. The latest warning comes from Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, who says mass gatherings, including protest rallies, are temporarily banned to avoid direct transmission of the COVID-19 virus. Guevara backs Philippine National Police Chief Archie Gamboa, who says the police would, quote, strictly enforce the prohibition on any form of mass gathering during the celebration of the 122nd Araw ng Kalayaan. Online, Filipinos planning to attend the protests are calling the rallies Mañanita, a jab at Metro Manila Police Chief Debold Sinas, who celebrated his birthday with dozens of policemen during lockdown. The Interagency Task Force limits mass gatherings to a maximum of 10 people. Edre Olalia, president of the National Union of People's Lawyers, says the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act as well as the Public Health Law, Republic Act No. 1133-2, do not prohibit rallies. In the United States, Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden pledges to pick a black female running mate. This comes after the death of George Floyd and the resulting wave of rage against racism and police brutality. Earlier, Senator Kamala Harris, House Democrat Val Demings, and Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms have each spoken about the unrest gripping the nation, but also from their own experience as black women in America. Meanwhile, in Boston, Massachusetts, a statue of Christopher Columbus has been beheaded, while another statue was also vandalized in Richmond, Virginia. The incidents come as pressure builds in the United States to rid the country of monuments associated with racism. The Italian explorer credited for discovering the New World is considered by many to have spurred years of genocide against indigenous groups in the Americas. Facebook says it has not seen evidence of coordinated malicious activity of the duplicates of user accounts reported over the weekend. In an email to Rappler, a Facebook representative says, quote, "We continue to review reported accounts and verify their authenticity. At this time, we have not seen evidence of the reported accounts engaging in coordinated or malicious activity focused on creating fake accounts." Facebook's investigations so far indicate there was no anomalous surge in the creation of accounts over the weekend. Facebook is continuing to verify if the reported accounts are indeed fake, created with probable malicious intent, or dormant duplicates. Majority of the reported accounts have not been active during Facebook's monitoring.